We're going to do another comparison today. This time we're going to be taking a look at Gamma Blue. The purpose of this video is it worth it to continue to summon on this Gamma banner after you have reached a certain level with your Gamma Blue. So we're going to take a look at 55% Gamma Blue, 69% Gamma Blue, 79% Gamma Blue, and then Rainbow Star Gamma Blue himself. I hope you enjoyed the last video with Gamma 1, seeing if it was worth it to summon once you get past a certain level. At the very least, I hope it was informative. With Gamma Blue, we got to ask ourselves the same question. They're on the same banner. If you're lucky enough to be summoning, let's say your first 150 stones, you pull that Gamma Blue. Is it worth it to continue to summon, get that dupe? Does it make that much of a difference in game, especially against the harder content? So we're going to jump right in, and we're going to take a look in a lot of the red zone, Broly, GT red zone, and see how well the different levels of the Gammas can defend, because Gamma Blue is more of a second slot unit, but once he gets over that 500k range of defense, it depends on the content. He can kind of be a first slot unit, especially with his super attack notification. Without further ado, let's go ahead and check out Gamma Blue. Is it worth it to continue summoning? Let's see how many dupes he needs to be the beast that he is.
僕はヘド博士の最高傑作。そしてスーパーヒーローだ。
55% Gamma Blue, and we have 79% Gamma Blue. Very comparable links, 9 and 10 level links, so we have a good idea. One thing to note about 55% Gamma Blue, his base defensive stat is not over 10k. So right here, before he gets any attacks, he's not linked up next to his best friend, but he does have 40% support defensively. We're at 216,000 defense. At 79%, we're almost 300,000, 293, so almost a full 100,000 defensive discrepancy here. If we take a look at him, though he did build him well by giving him more additional, he doesn't have any defense. So we can take a look at his raw defensive stat, 98.75. I really do suggest giving this man a defensive equipment at 55%, but that's just me. We can at least take a look. We're going to keep them both on rotation. So I'm going to link up the 55% Gamma Blue next to the androids 19 and 20, so we can see how decent he might look on your first turn out.
I'm Dr. Hedo's greatest creation. Awesome! A superhero! 僕はヘド博士の最高傑作。終わりです。スーパーヒーローだ。終わりです。
I like seeing that from 55% Gamma Blue, getting that additional attack on his first turn out. So he's built up 4 attacks, that's 80% attack and defense. Each Gamma Blue just need to perform 1 more attack to be fully built up. So let's look at their defense now. So this is another good example here. Yes, Gamma Blue still looks good. After a 30% defensive increase, he'll look great. He has that additional 50% defense right now, and an additional 30% defense from Gamma 1, 391,000 defense, and he still has 20%, so he'll be a little over 400k raw. But you see at 79%, Gamma Blue's already far over 500k. He's going to be around 550, 560k raw before even making a super attack. So keep that in mind. There is going to be a discrepancy. Obviously, that's 2 more dupes. But even at 55%, being at 400k and being able to increase your defense 3 more times with super attack is still pretty good for most content. But guess what? As you've been looking at, he's going to take damage on normals. You kind of have to be now in this meta over 500k not to take damage on normals from these more difficult bosses. But either way, we're going to see what he can do. He still is going to heal you a pretty decent amount. But once you get over 500k, you're going to see that healing's just a little bit better. 69%, just like Gamma Red might be that magic number. I'm not sure. It might really be 79% because this is a more hyper offensive unit. Let's see how they perform. What a monster, what a beast, what a fiend of an android Gamma Blue is. That's 55%. 55%, a little bit of additional equipment, performs all the attacks. He performed 3 super attacks, 3 or 4 super attacks, so wow, all that damage. And being able to see a 55% unit crit that often, and wow. So 55% really might be good enough, I'm not even gonna lie. He may not do that every single time, but with that amount of damage output, he was already right at 400k defense, got to raise his defense multiple times. He was in the 600k range at 55%. That's going to be good, right? You're not going to take a super from Cell Max, but everything else you should be good. And all the really difficult bosses that can do even more damage, except like Frieza, you can nullify their super attacks. So this Gamma Blue, 55%. I took a fat L, so I had to jump back in with a different Gamma Blue. This Gamma Blue's links are not as high as the previous Gamma Blues, but we can still get a good idea of where he'll be defensively after the entrance animation boost has run out of the extra 50% defense. And once he's fully built up after 5 attacks with the additional attack and defense plus 100%. So looking at 55% Gamma Blue here, he's at 341,000 defense. I want to stress again, if you have him at 55% and you're just going to rock him right there, I highly suggest giving him a defensive equipment. We can see how big that discrepancy is between 55% Gamma Blue and 79% Gamma Blue here at 500k defense. Now do keep in mind, this Gamma Blue also does not have any defensive equipment and his links are not leveled all the way up. So we figure with links leveled all the way up, he would be a little over 350k defense. Let's just say for the sake of argument, 353k defense. We're still about a 150,000 defense discrepancy between 79 and 55%. So 69% Gamma Blue may also be kind of necessary to really experience him and use him the way that you want to be able to use him. But without further ado, they're all built up. Let's see how many attacks Gamma Blue can get if that hidden potential system with the 5 he gets naturally and with the additional looks like 7 that this friend gave this Gamma Blue. With 12, let me see if he can get that additional attack. That would be nice to see from a 55% unit get some crits.
I'm Dr. Hedo's greatest creation. Awesome! A superhero!
僕はヘド博士の最高傑作。スーパーヒーローだ。そしておいで。
I shall take on the challenge if you insist on interfering.
スーパーヒーローだ。終わりだ。
All the way built up, we have 69% Gamma Blue and then 79% Gamma Blue, full level 10 links. And then the guest Gamma Blue is, 6, 7, and 9 type of links. Now, here we can take a look at the defensive discrepancy. About 450k defense at 69%, over 500k defense, basically 500k for Gamma Blue at 79%. So, 69% will be effective for Gamma Blue to continue to get more attacks, but in terms of his raw defensive stat, it is looking a little bit better at 79%. Do keep in mind, each of them are receiving a 30% defensive boost respectively from their brother Gamma 1. So that's something to keep in mind. But in terms of critical hits, and if we look at their attack stats here, there's not that much difference there. So their power, just like we kind of explained, their power, their critical hit capability, their output, their damage output is going to be pretty similar between 69 and 79%. What I love about 79% is the ability to be able to get this gold slot and really build up the evasion. This man has already saved me from multiple deaths just playing. So shouts out to you evading, Gamma Blue. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at their damage output, how much damage they might take. We have the 69% friend right here in the first slot. I do doubt that we're going to take any sort of real damage. We're over 400k defense. But if we get another turn and we can take a super attack, he may just nullify it, but I would like to see, what he may take here. But either way, we're able to take a look at the difference between them both.
Entertain me a bit, would you?
僕はヘド博士の最高傑作。そして終わりだ。スーパーヒーローだ。終わりだ。私の邪魔をするという僕はヘド博士の最高傑作。終わりだ。Dr. Hedo's greatest creation. Awesome! A superhero!
God damn, was I wrong about that damage. Gamma Blue took a lot of damage at 450k defense before getting a 30% boost 2 times. After those double 30% boost to his defense, he took double digits. I figured let's get one last look with 40% defense, 69%, 30% defense from Gamma 1, 40% from 19 and 20. He is over 500k. So on the Androids team, it's possible to be over 500k defense. I wish there was a hit before, because I would like to see if he still took, 70k damage on a normal. But let's take one last look, then we'll jump into the rainbow and finish it up. Rainbow Gamma Blue. He starts off at 295,000 defense, linked up next to Gamma 1. So that's right around where 79% Gamma 2 was hovering. This Gamma Blue is also full level 10 links, so be able to get a really good comparison between 79% and Rainbow Gamma Blue here. Now, one thing to note is this Rainbow Gamma Blue has the exact same defense stat as my 79% Gamma Blue. So I'm rocking Rainbow defensive stats with no equipment. Of course, he could increase his equipment and increase his defense if he wanted, but he opted to invest 100% attack. I don't know why he put so much in crit. He could have just used that for additional and been able to perform more additional attacks, but I digress. He really wanted to get that crit and get that attack up. This man just wants to do all the damage. That's apparently how he has fun with the game. So no shame. If you want to build your Gamma Blue like this, you build your Gamma Blue how you want to, even though I personally think the defensive route balances him better, but I digress. Let's take a look at how well Rainbow Gamma Blue can do first turn out. I died. So we jump back in with the same Gamma Blue friend, all level 10 links, everything like that. It kind of works out because last time we got robbed, Gamma Blue wasn't able to go against the tech phase of Broly because Gamma 1 did too much damage. So let's see. This is going to be his 5th attack, all the way built up 100%. Let me see how many attacks he can do and really see the power of Rainbow Gamma Blue.
Also, a superhero!
Last turn here, looking at Rainbow Gamma Blue. That damage was ridiculous. Like, this man is crazy. I did not realize it would go from 10 million to 12 million to damn near 13 million. He could have got one more. He could have kept going. So, wow. Gamma Blue, incredible at the rainbow level. In my opinion, I do not think going for the extra dupes after 79% is worth it. The reason why I'm going to tell you why is because even at this crazy attack stat, you can still, at 79%, boost his attack by this same amount. You won't be as high as him at 16,770, but you'll be high enough that these attack stats will be pretty similar, and your defense is still going to be in the 500k range. We do know that this same defensive stat as my 79% one is accurate because my Gamma Blue is hovering around this exact same stat in this exact same situation. I hope you enjoyed this. Once again, the verdict of this is, do I think it's worth it to continue to pull on Gamma Blue after 79%? Definitely not. 69% was really impressive, even 55%. 55% Gamma Blue lacked defense. 69% kind of got him perfectly, right where he fit in. You know, once you're kind of over 500k in a lot of these situations, starting off, that's very helpful. You're summoning, you already got STR Gamma 1, maybe you didn't get Gamma Blue yet and you get one more Gamma Blue. Should you keep summoning? 55% Gamma Blue is good enough. But if there are units on the banner you don't have, like if you don't have the androids rainbowed, if you don't have Ultimate Gohan rainbowed, you don't got these units or you don't have dupes of them, it will be worth it to go back in a few more times. It's a good banner. And if you're lucky enough to pick up one more copy of that Gamma Blue, I think that's good enough. 79% is when you want to get freaky. 79%, is when you activate the sex mechanic. So keep that in mind. It's a very, very spicy power when you're 79%. That allows you to access their full hitting potential. Right, so the defense is looking good. If I were to build this Gamma Blue in a more offensive way, he would be outputting more damage starting off. But either way, I digress. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. If you think that you should continue to summon, and how much are y'all going to summon? Good luck to everybody on Global. As you're summoning, keep this stuff in mind.
I'm Dr. Hedo's greatest creation. Awesome! A superhero!
僕はヘド博士の最高傑作そして